do you remember when our world leaders all got together? They had a big party. They all came in their big jets. And they signed some little bits of paper with a promise to say they could do something about global warming. Net zero by 2050, apparently. But I don't think so. No. I can't see it happening, can you? Leave it in the comments down below. Well, Britain did unveil, though, a new task force last Monday to write rules while forcing financial firms and listed companies to publish plans from next year for transitioning to a net zero by 2050. Now, last November, at the COP26 UN Climate Summit, well, the British Finance Minister, Rishi Sunak, said companies would have to publish a plan from 2023 with targets to mitigate climate risk, interim goals between now and 2050 and measures to, well, meet them. They've got to make an effort, basically. Only a little one, mind you. That is part of Britain's commitment to make the country the world's first net zero aligned financial centre. Well, the task force will develop rigorous and robust measures to tackle greenwashing, which basically means inflating green credentials to say you're doing more than what you really are, and help companies to establish investable and accountable transition plans. The Finance Ministry said in a statement on Monday, preventing the worst impacts of climate change, but it will take all business developing ambitious, consistent transition plans to get us to a low-carbon future. This is just another case of the British government just pushing their responsibilities onto industry and individuals. They don't really want to be involved, no. Well, Amanda Blanc, CEO of insurer Aviva, that's a bit of a French company, and co-chair of the new Transition Plan Taskforce, said that she had concerns that not just the UK, but whether or not any global leader or any government has it in their remit to be able to get to net zero by 2050. I have my doubts too. Well, the British Financial Services Minister, John Glenn, who co-chairs the task force with Amanda Blanc, said it would be for investors to judge if the firm's plans were adequate and credible. The government would also publish its transition pathway for the financial sector later this year. That's what he said. Well, banks face pressure from campaigners to scrap funding for fossil fuel companies. The area that we can turn off the taps, or the idea that we can turn off the taps in fossil fuels tomorrow, is obviously a little bit naive. The Standard Chartered Bank CEO, Bill Winters, told, City Week, first of all, it's not going to happen, no. And secondly, it would be very disruptive. Good for climate change, though. But I'm afraid it would be bad for wars, revolutions, and human rights, cost of living, etc. Well, it could wreak havoc. Havoc, but quite frightening. Well, Michael Sharon, a senior advisor at the Bank of England, oh my God, told the City Week that the price for carbon needed to be wired into how much it would cost companies to transition to net zero. Well, to give these companies a bit of a handout. Some of these companies, they make too much money. have a handout. Maybe it should be on the basis of your turnover and profit margin. Steve Waygood, chief responsible for investment officer at Aviva Investors, added that evaluations of companies would be inaccurate until this was done. The valuations of companies would only be accurate once the price of carbon has been embedded in them. And this required a government action to mandate it. What Waygood said. Quite frankly, I think we ought to be doing a darn sight more, don't you? Please leave it in the comments down below. The end is nigh if we don't do something about this. If we don't make a proper concerted effort. It's not looking good. And besides, by 1944, we're all going to be infertile at this rate. Blimey. Oh, that's a worry. Oh, I'll probably be gone by then. Maybe. Maybe you know. Why don't you leave it in the comments down below? What are your thoughts? Should we do more? Because I happen to think we should. Well, leave it in the comments, because I do always read the comments, but you probably already know. And if you want to support us, you can do that on Patreon or buy us a coffee, and the links are also down below. Blimey. Ta-ta. Oh.